Welcome to the Bloody Aussie Battler podcast with your host, Mike Holt.
Straya, Straya.
Well, g'day all, and as you can see, I've got a couple of guests here in the chat room with me, and I am steaming, as you can see behind me. I've got Peter Rogers here. G'day, Peter.
How you going, Mike?
Pretty good. I'll introduce you in a bit more detail in a moment. And I've got Daniel here. G'day, mate.
G'day, how are you?
Very good. And we're here because we're very concerned about what's been happening to Peter. So, Peter, give us a little bit of background, first of all, of why you're here and where you are and what's been happening to you.
Okay. Well, we're both of us, a partner and I, were in the Amore Hotel here in Sydney. We've been taken from the Sydney airport. Basically, we were not told where we were going, anything. We were given nothing at all. We were loaded onto a bus.
Yeah, let me explain here first, because you're jumping the gun there. You've been over in Europe for quite a while. And you've just come back with your partner. It's the first she's ever been in Australia. And boy, oh boy, I bet that must be a shock for her.
Yeah, it is. It's like welcome to Australia from Ukraine.
Yeah.
And it was, she was basically, well, I think she's probably a little bit more shocked now than what she was when she first touched the ground. But we were just pushed through. We were just shoveled through like sheep and put onto a bus, basically.
You arrived. You were going into isolation for 14 days.
Yep. Yep.
Isolation ends.
It ends tomorrow morning.
All right.
Actually, tomorrow morning. It ends on the morning of the 7th of September.
All right. Now, tell us a little bit about what it's been like there in isolation for the last 14 days.
Well, we were put in here, basically left at our own devices. The first 3 days, the air conditioning could not be adjusted. It was stuck on 15 to 16 degrees. And I mean, if they wanted us to get sick, it's quite obvious that they wanted us to get sick in that first 3 days. We had, can you see that?
Yep.
We called downstairs to get blankets to put on our bed to keep us warm because the air conditioning was freezing. So we're in an encapsulated area here. We have, the windows are sealed. There's no
way to open them?
No way to open them at all. They're sealed.
Oh, I've heard of a really good window opener. It's called a chair.
Yeah, well, I looked at this table and I thought, yeah, that'll fit through the window. But anyway, we have air conditioning in here, but that air conditioning now has been repaired. But we've got no fresh air coming in here at all. It's all air conditioning. Your
skin must be suffering a bit.
Very much.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Not really. What's that? Dust?
That's dust.
Yeah.
And that's what we're breathing.
Unbelievable.
In here. The door is sealed. We're not allowed to go outside the door. This is the door.
And there are goons sitting out front there waiting for you to come out.
There is an unmasked, un-PPE covered security guy. He has no protection on at all. And we're in a so-called COVID hotel.
And
so,
expect you to pay for this, right?
Well, they said that we've emailed off to what's called Revenue, New South Wales Revenue. Now, we emailed that, I think, the 24th or 25th, objecting to it. Now, they want us to pay between $3,000 and $4,000 for 14 days to stay here, but it's forced incarceration. It's forced detention. We haven't asked for it at all. So we actually said to them that we would do our own quarantine, 14-day quarantine. We had a hotel booked to go to here in Sydney, but no, they weren't going to have anything. They're basically saying, you will do this, you will do that. I'm asking lots and lots of questions. We've videoed a lot of it. We've recorded a lot of it. We've got a diary that's this thick now with everything. We've done a daily diary with everything in it. We've got the police officers' names, all the other people's names, and I've told them. I just said that they can be sued as a personal entity, as a private entity, and they just shrug their shoulders. They just ignore it and say,
I think they can't be touched.
That's right.
Well,
That's exactly it.
The rallies around Australia have shown that people are not going to stand for this, that we do have rights, and that these politicians cannot just run roughshod over our rights and freedoms.
That's what they're doing.
Rights and freedoms. We can't take them away unless we're enough to give them away. Peter, do you think this whole COVID thing is real?
No, I don't believe it. Okay, there might be a COVID situation, but I believe that they can trace COVID back to 1999. I think it's nothing much. I think it's the cold and flu that they've cultured. I mean, COVID, for argument's sake, COVID-19 is patented, and I don't know whether you're aware of it or not, but you're not allowed to patent something that's natural. So therefore, it's not natural.
No, they've been doing that for quite a while. Mate, what happened? Was it this morning or last night when you got this other news?
Well, last night at a little bit after 9 o'clock at night, we got a phone call from a sergeant. I've written his name down in our Kevin Franklin, from the New South Wales Operations Centre, and he rang and said, "You will be moved tomorrow morning." And I said, meaning today, at 9 o'clock. And I said, no. I said, no, we won't be. I said, you said that we would be moving, or we were told that we would be moving on the 7th of September, get my words right. And he was demanding, extremely demanding, that basically we'll do what we're told.
Why?
And
why are they keeping you beyond the date that they set?
Well, they set the 7th, but now they want to move us out on the 6th. So they've given us under 12 hours notice that they're going to move us, but we are the only ones in the hotel that are actually going to be moved one day early. And I asked why. We still don't know why. They've refused to give us any paperwork. They've refused to give us any correspondence at all. All they have said, you will listen to us and you will do what we tell you to do.
The old dictatorship. You obey me or you will go to the concentration camp.
Exactly. And this is exactly what they're doing.
Podcasts that uncover the truth. Tune into Widdershins podcast. Straight from science fiction, we uncover the technologies being developed right under our noses. We bring to you the world's leading scientists, engineers, and experts to discover just how far away these things really are from becoming our reality. www.widdershinspodcast.com.
You've written a statement there, or a letter that you're going to send to somebody. Can you tell us what that is and read it out for us?
I wanted to read this to the 3 armed police that came to my door here at 7:25 this morning. Now, they refused to listen to me. They just kept speaking over me and demanding this and demanding that, and we will move you, we will do this, we will do that. And it was a female representative of the police and 2 boys standing behind her.
Names?
We've got names, we've got video, we've got the voice recording.
Everyone knows who people are.
Yeah, I mean they had those masks on. The masks that are not, they are known that they're not a protective mask. But I mean, majority of the police are not wearing masks at all. And the security guards have got no PPE, no masks on. I also asked a nurse 2 days ago, I said, is there any COVID cases in this hotel? Her answer was, I do not believe so.
Mm. And this is all happening because you are refusing to take their test. Is that correct?
Yeah. They want to shove stuff up my nose. I've told them that I have a sinus issue. They don't give a damn. They don't care.
No, they're just the guards at the concentration camps in World War II.
Yep.
Do whatever they like. You're not a human being to them anymore.
No, that's the thing. I mean, they're operating, they think that I'm a straw man, but I'm not, and I won't cop that.
All right.
I'll read this. I'll read this to you. This is, I've got 2 pages. This is the first page, but I'll quickly read it to you. Now, this is what I was going to read to the police, but they denied, well, they wouldn't allow me. They denied my speech. Notice of conditional acceptance dated the 6th of the 9th, 2020. Notice to agent is notice to principal. Notice to principal is notice to agent. Time-sensitive document without prejudice, UCCI-308. Attention, New South Wales Attorney General, New South Wales Police Commissioner, New South Wales Premier, Minister for Health, New South Wales Police Force, Australia. We conditionally accept your names, offer to unlawfully detain us for further 10 days under the following conditions. Under the Forced Labour Convention 1930, Section 29, does it not state a man cannot be forced or compelled into unpaid involuntary performance? 2, our fee to be unlawfully detained and our forced compelled involuntary performance is $100,000 per 24-hour period or part thereof in advance to Crown's possession, Peter Rogers Family Trust, Suncorp Bank, blah, 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 blah. Number 3, on the public record, we are living spirit, soul, beings, and absolutely do not consent to being detained by any corporate dead-in-law entity without a wet ink contract between the parties. It is not authority only gained through consent. Question. Does not Hagen versus Levine 415-1974 US Supreme Court 72-6476 state, in as much as every government and agency thereof is an artificial person, an abstraction to the creature of mind only. A government can interface only with artificial persons. The imaginary having neither actually nor substance is foreclosed from creating and attaining parity with the tangible. And it goes on and on and on, and I'll cut it short there. But then I've gone to the bottom of it, number 13. This letter of complaint is due to police, health department and others contravening the Privacy Act of 1988 for serious and repeated interferences with our privacy causing adverse action, and goes on. I've listed the lot of it all there.
Okay, well, you missed out something. Let me just share my screen and I'll show you something.
Yep.
In 1946, the Australian people voted in a constitutional referendum, and we denied the government the power to medically test or impose any medical or pharmaceutical or dental, anything at all on the people. And it was passed under Section 51 of the Constitution.
That's correct. Yep.
Section 23A, and it states the provision of maternity allowances, widows' pensions, child endowment, unemployment, pharmaceutical, sickness and hospital benefits, medical and dental services, in brackets, but not so as to authorise any form of civil conscription, benefits to students and family allowances. This referendum was carried with a yes, national 54.39% of the electors, and therefore these people are acting unlawfully. Not only that, but they are acting unconstitutionally, which now borders on misprision of treason. And we can charge them under common law. Now, there is a website now for the Common Law Court of Australia, and we will be helping you to lodge a common law court case with the court and take these people to court, and you can charge them with whatever they have been doing to you. So they are personally liable for the harm that they are doing you and your partner. And therefore, you can take them to court, demand the penalties that you want, and if the jury finds for you, which is quite likely, because when you summon them to court, these people have to turn up. If they don't turn up to defend themselves, what do you think the jury's going to say? They're going to find in your favour. So, and the thing is, what the authorities, so-called authorities, don't understand is these common law courts are convened by the people, not by me, not by you, but by the people. And under common law, what they do is they form a common law assembly, which basically forms a small government unit, a community unit. And that government unit then can convene a common law court. It can issue bylaws to ban any COVID restrictions. That court can do anything it wants to do as a community because they have the authority and the power of the law behind them. That law is common law. And the Australian government has tried to get rid of common law, and they brought in Australian common law, but they can't get rid of our constitution. They cannot get rid of it without a referendum of we, the people of Australia. And they haven't done that, ever. And they go and they point to their Australia Act and say, oh, that's our authority. No, Bob Hawke never had a referendum. It was never signed by the Queen into law. And every government since then, since 1973, when Whitlam took the Queen out of the Constitution, every government, every edict, every law since then has been completely unlawful and against the Constitution. So they are treading in very deep mud. And
very.
So if you wish to bring a case against these people, we will put you in touch with communities around Australia or wherever you want, and we will help you to convene a common law court, but it will come from the people, not us. We will only help them.
I also, I recognise too, Mike, that I was informed yesterday, I was talking to a guy that has spent his whole life, I think I mentioned it to you, well, the last 20 years of his life studying law. Yeah, this guy, he knows his stuff. He was the one that had actually put this together in the end to help me, or to help us. But he's basically saying that if they do not recognise anything that you want to read to them, it's your right to read this to them, but it's also their right to ignore it. But when it goes to court, it can be a different matter. But also, the point of all this particular thing is if you sue one police officer in the New South Wales court, it actually goes direct to the commissioner because he is liable for their actions.
Right.
And I understand Victoria was served. I don't know whether you're aware of it, but apparently the Victorian police have been served.
Yep. They're ignoring it because they know that accept that they are personally liable. And
that's right.
You know, we won't be serving them in their courts. Their courts are not our courts. They're legislative courts based on Roman law. We are not under the Vatican. We are Australians. We are flesh and blood men and women under common law. And that's where you can register your case and have it heard. Okay?
Yeah.
We know how to do this. We will help you. And this information will be going out in the public right now. On the road to Mississippi, I met a man, scratched out living, playing some blues, haunted the swamps and bayous, whittled beach into Jesus statues. But from where I stood, I could see he was just another pilgrim killing time, waiting for redemption. He didn't know it was a crime to stop on the road to Mississippi, where dreams are buried and forgotten, and nothing you're ever taught in school applies, where you learn to live with lies. Now God's in his attic looking for a sense of humor. I'm fighting the static, hoping it's just a rumor. On the road to Mississippi, my heart stopped, my head hurt, my feet got cold, my nerves were torn. On the road where I could have sworn I saw the ghosts of Johnson, Buckley, Bessie, Mark Twain and Bray Medgar Evers, Aaron Presley. And I started praying. On that road, I met a girl, sweet young thing. On the road to Mississippi, I met a girl, she gave me a ring. Don't ask me why I did what I did, 'cause I sure regret it now. I must have been high on something.
If you have chosen the Red Pill, then there is only one place to host your website. Enlightened Hosting. No censorship. Domains, hosting, secure. Build your website and get online fast. www.redpillhosting.com.
If you're enjoying the Bloody Aussie Battler podcast, please consider donating to help keep us going. You can donate just once or make it a monthly donation. Any amount is welcome. To donate, go to our website at www.thebloodyauziebattler.com and click on Donate.